Investing should be easy, right? For most people, though, the process of investing can be daunting. And savvy investing? Impossible. Here at Alliant Retirement and Investment Services, we don't think it should be that way. So we asked two of our financial consultants to share their advice with you so you can spend your time enjoying your life, career, and family. With over a decade of experience in wealth management and a career as a Wall Street analyst, Christian Chapluha helps clients think through their investment strategy and work towards achieving their goals.
Throughout my time in finance, I've always loved problem solving and puzzles. I believe success in investment management centers around knowledge and confidence.
With more than 20 years of experience in the financial services industry, Tom Davia wants members to know the importance of having and updating a comprehensive wealth management plan.
My approach is very matter of fact. I'm never pushy or high pressure. My goal is to educate each person and show them how each piece of the investment plan will benefit them.
Christian and Tom are here to walk us through the fundamentals of investing so we can make informed and better decisions with our money and what we need to do to prepare for the road ahead. Hi there, I'm Brooke Jakey. I'm not only the producer of this podcast, I work full-time, I'm a mom and a wife and a daughter of two retired parents. I think a lot about planning for my family's future and making sure my parents will be set as they get older. I'm happy to be here with our experts and hosts, Christian and Tom, to ask the questions I think a lot of us have. Every episode, our hosts will share a piece of savvy advice, a nugget, if you will. And today's will be simply, what is the best piece of advice you've ever received about investing, life, anything? But don't answer now. We will get your answer by the end of the podcast. All right, let's dive right in. My first question is investing something I can do by myself, or do I need to have a financial advisor?
Oh, come on, Brooke. Of course you need a financial advisor.
Well, how about if we dial it back a little bit? What if I have no idea where to begin? And the whole idea of figuring out how to manage my money is just overwhelming. I know that I definitely need help. So, Christian, where do I start? Who do I contact?
Sure. So I'm really glad we're doing this podcast so we can answer these types of questions. There are essentially two camps. The first is financial planners. Financial planners take you through the process of setting goals, discussing your concerns, and hearing your expectations. They'll basically try to understand how they can integrate an investment strategy into your financial plan.
What's the second group?
The second group is investment professionals. They want to understand what assets you have, which assets are investable, and possibly reallocate those assets so that they may potentially improve returns.
So I can get a very good idea of which direction the advisor will take based on those initial questions.
Exactly.
Now, I know that the best things in life are free, but I think that probably doesn't apply to financial advice. So I'm interested in hearing what the fees are for having someone help with managing my money. Tom, can you talk about that?
Definitely, Brooke. That comes up a lot in our conversations. First, there's fee-based, and fee-based means the client pays the advisor a fee for managing their investment account.
How often?
Usually either on a quarterly or annual basis. Then there's commission-based. Commission-based means the advisor is paid a sales commission for each investment product they sell.
Okay, that makes sense.
The commission is factored into the amount the client pays for the product, and the company that issues the product then pays the advisor a commission for selling the product. And a trusted advisor will always take you through that.
Does Alliant lean towards either way?
Honestly, no, we don't lean one way or the other. And that's a good thing about working with us here at Alliant Retirement and Investment Services, or as we like to call ourselves, ARIS.
ARIS, much easier to say.
Right. And we're truly independent. We have some programs that are commission-based. We have some programs that are fee-based, and we have the ability to mix and match them. We do what's appropriate for an individual situation.
Does ARIS have a specific client approach?
Every client is different. Every family is different. Our approach depends on the situation. So if someone needs a financial planner to help coordinate all their assets, that's going to be one skill set. Another skill set may be to develop an estate plan or provide tax managed investing. It's important for us to figure out, what am I trying to accomplish for our client? What are the primary concerns?
How do I know if I'm working with the right kind of advisor?
Look, those initial discussions will tell you if you're working with the right person. For example, all of us at ARIS, we're able to do financial planning, investment planning, estate coordination. We have both commission-based and fee-based ways of working with clients. We're more of a generalist. We're not going to go down the same path for every person. We know that everyone is different. Now, there are advisors who may want to focus on a commission or fee-based strategy because that's the way they've been trained or are compensated, but be aware of that upfront if possible.
So this is like medicine. There are generalists, and then there are doctors that have specialties.
Sure, it's similar to that. You see a generalist, your primary care provider, and they'll look at your overall health and you'll get one outcome from that visit. You see a surgeon, they're looking at it from an entirely different point of view, and you're going to get a different outcome. Different doctor, different result, I always like to say. It's the same with financial advisors.
I'd like to add on to that.
Sure, Tom, go ahead.
We don't have an ARIS mutual fund, or we don't have an ARIS annuity. We have access to honestly thousands of investment choices that we scrutinize for each individual client and their particular situation.
You find the best match for me then? You're not promoting one company's fund or annuity.
Exactly. So we don't work for company XYZ and decide that you should have to invest in company XYZ. We find what's best for you.
So I have been dying to ask this question. I see a lot of information on my newsfeed about investing on my own or tools I can use to do it myself. Why do I need to work with a financial advisor and pay all those fees and commissions when I can do it on my own?
It really boils down to the unknowns. And pretty much on a daily basis, when I'm talking with my clients, we go into deeper topics like estate planning, taxation, Roth IRA conversion strategies. The usual response I get to those topics is, I didn't know that. And when somebody says to me, I didn't know that, what it really means is, wow, this conversation may have saved me from making some really poor decisions.
I agree, Tom. I think what people really need to be honest about is their time, their interest, what are their capabilities, their skill sets, and does it really make sense for them to make a commitment to the investment process? Remembering the question as to what's the best piece of advice I've ever received, mine would be spend time with your family. Otherwise, someone else will. Whether that's time on a laptop, work commitments, or anything else, remembering that helps me balance things out.
Work-life balance. Spend time with your family, otherwise someone else will.
You have to ask yourself, is your time better spent with your family and on your career, or spending time doing research and investing? The stock picking and asset allocation process is pretty comprehensive and time consuming. Here at ARIS, we know how to do it. But even we choose to outsource some of those tasks to high conviction teams we believe in.
I would have to do some soul searching as to whether or not I want or can actually do this.
Not just you, Brooke. Any person that is new to investing or even seasoned, they need to understand if they can do this competitively. A question I often ask clients is, what is your track record and your relative performance? For example, if we had a $10 million portfolio to invest and needed to choose our investment manager, who would it be? I'll tell you, in 10 years of wealth management, I have not met one client who could convince us that they would be first choice to manage our $10 million portfolio.
When it's my money, I need to think, do I have the time, interest, and skills to really commit to the investment process?
It takes time to become good at anything, including investing. We all need to make good decisions on where to focus our attention and when to outsource important tasks like investment planning, which in turn frees up time for other things like our kids, career, and health.
Tom, what if I know there's one stock that's doing really well? Let's call it Orange. I hear they're doing well. And what if I only wanted to invest in Orange stock? Would that be something I could do myself, or do I come to you and ask for help?
Well, first of all, Brooke, as part of a diversified portfolio, I would recommend maybe apples, oranges, and banana stock. But regardless, when I'm talking to a client about their stock accounts or their trading accounts, I always ask, how's it going? And a lot of times I get laughs or shrugs or ughs, and the inevitable answer is not very well. I have clients who want to get invested and they don't have the time. The money sits in cash and they've missed out on a lot of opportunities. Someone has told them about a great stock and they told them after the stock has gone up. Then they get invested and of course the stock goes down. So here's the best piece of advice I was given. I continue to reinforce this with my kids who are now in college, but I call it the 5 Ps. The 5 Ps are preparation prevents poor performance. And this advice is easily applicable to financial planning, whether we're talking about investing, taxation, estate planning, Social Security. These are all very complicated issues, and it takes time to get it right. You don't want to start your retirement planning on the same day you retire.
Proper preparation prevents poor performance. I think I got that right.
It'll stick with you. To elaborate on that a bit, Vanguard put together a study on the performance of the markets, the S&P 500 in specific, over the last 20 years. And that study showed that if you invested your money and left it in the markets, in the S&P 500, it returns about 9.5% to 10% per year on average. But the average investor returns about 2.5% per year.
Wow. Well below the market. Why is that?
That's really an easy answer. Emotions get involved. The market's high. We hear about it. We want to get invested. The market drops dramatically on some news. We hear about it and we want to sell our shares. That's the exact opposite of what we're supposed to do. So we're here at ARIS to put together portfolios that's really going to weather the storms of different market conditions.
Let's do a quick recap. We discussed who to contact to help me with my financial goals.
Think about what problem you're trying to solve and whether you need a financial planner or investment professional.
What are the different kinds of fee structures?
The different types are fee-based, commission-based, or as we concentrate on here, a mixture of the two.
And what does ARIS stand for?
Alliant Retirement and Investment Services, ARIS.
Should I work with a financial advisor or can I do it myself?
Again, people need to be honest about their time, their interests, their capabilities, their skill sets, and ask, does it really make sense for them to make a commitment to the investment process?
And Christian, your savvy advice.
Spend time with your family. Otherwise, someone else will.
And Tom, what are the 5 Ps?
The 5 Ps are very important to me and my family and our clients. It is proper preparation prevents poor performance.
Thank you to Christian and Tom for all your sound advice. And thank you for joining us for what is the first of many great conversations about investing and financial planning. Thank you for listening to Invest Savvy, advice you need to know. To learn more about our hosts, Christian Chupluha and Tom Davia, and the team at Alliant Retirement and Investment Services, please visit our website at aris.alliantcreditunion.com. If you have questions for our hosts, you can submit them through our website or email investment-services@alliantcreditunion.com. Christian Chapluha, Thomas Davia, and Brooke Jakey are registered representatives with, and securities and advisory services are offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor and broker-dealer. Member FINRA SIPC SIPC. Insurance products are offered through LPL or its licensed affiliates. Alliant Credit Union and Alliant Retirement and Investment Services, ARIS, are not registered as a broker-dealer or investment advisor. Registered representatives of LPL offer products and services using ARIS and may also be employees of Alliant Credit Union. These products and services are being offered through LPL or its affiliates, which are separate entities from and not affiliates of Alliant Credit Union or ARIS. Securities and insurance offered through LPL or its affiliates are not insured by NCUA or any other government agency, not credit union guaranteed, not credit union deposits or obligations, may lose value. The opinions voiced in this podcast are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine which strategies or investments may be suitable for you, consult the appropriate qualified professional prior to making a decision. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against loss.